Previously on Ace Attorney Investigations 2.
Oh my god, is that really where Jurassic Park is? I knew it! Holy shit, it's a T-Rex with a chainsaw! And now back to wagging my little finger. March 28th, 5:55 p.m., prison special cell. Oh, damn it, those two are here too. Shit. Oh, hey, how's it going? Judge Courtney, what are you doing here?
Questioning a prisoner. Did you forget that word? Investigating as well. Or rather, have you forgotten my warning? If you value your badge, you should not have appeared before me again.
I didn't know you were in here. Sorry if you thought that I would abide by those words. But I won't overlook something important just to heed your warning. I've come for a testimony about the truth of this case, which you have overlooked.
You mean to say you require my humble services?
As I promised, I have returned to prove that you are the culprit.
Interesting. Do tell.
What was that? Oh, that was you.
That was my objection. Before that, you should first listen to our reasoning.
You can say with confidence that Simon Keyes is the culprit. Only Simon Keyes could have moved Mr. Knightley into the prison. And we could show proof of this fact. But first, I'd like to hear your resolve, Prosecutor Edgeworth. If our reasoning is correct, will you submit it to us, your prosecutor's badge?
You'll deprive him of his badge? Is that threat, pal?
No, it's not a threat, rather an act of compassion. Normally, I wouldn't even have taken notice of you, since you would have no right to investigate. However, if you are able to show proper resolve...
Oh God.
I would be willing to let you be my opponent. Are you willing to risk it? Your prosecutor's badge. Mr. Edgeworth!
Mr. Edgeworth, sir! Oh my God, you dare underestimate me? Very well, bring it on, bitch tits. I trust my own reasoning, but moreover, at the moment, I am currently a defense attorney's assistant, first and a prosecutor second. I will not sully the good name of the Edgeworth Law Offices. Hey. I did see my job through. I won't yield to your threats.
So be it. This is your bravery of simply foolishness on the goddess of law's behalf. I shall be the judge of that. Sebastian, allow me to...
Yeah, I got it. I'm counting on you, Justine.
Oh, I'm just going head-to-head with you. All right. Jump around to the final boss.
Moving to the prison.
I presume you know of the incident Mr. Knightley caused the day before yesterday. He attacked a guard and stole his keys. Afterwards, Simon Keyes stopped by his cell with an animal cage from the show. During this time, Mr. Knightley was able to use the stolen key to exit his cell. He then hid in the cage while it moved to the prison workroom.
So Mr. Keyes went to his cell after all.
After hearing your talk about the security camera yesterday, we investigated it ourselves. Why don't you have a look? I have a printout of the security camera footage.
It's the moment when Mr. Keyes visited Knightley. Oh, maybe instead, he brought him the security outfit, the security uniform. So then maybe maybe it was Knightley who got attacked. It's the moment when Mr. Keyes visited Knightley.
Exactly. As you can see, the cage creates a huge blind spot in the cell. By using this blind spot, Mr. Knightley could have entered the cage. That's our reasoning.
Blind spot. That means the camera doesn't actually show him entering the cage. At this time, there's still the possibility that Knightley never left his cell.
Why would he be hiding inside an animal cage? Mr. Knightley was planning to escape from prison. That is the only possibility. A prison escape? That's so cool! First Mr. Elbert and now Mr. Knightley. I will let them show me up.
Okay, this isn't the time to get excited. J. Albert's escape is no laughing matter.
Simon Keyes was aiding Mr. Knightley in his escape. In other words, he was an accomplice. Not bad, Simon.
Don't praise him, damn it!
That cage was transported temporarily to the workroom. Originally, Mr. Knightley was to remain hidden until the end of this animal show. He would then be carried out along with the cage. I presume that was the plan. However, midway through the plan, he was betrayed by Simon Keys and murdered.
Judge Courtney's reasoning does appear to make sense. However, there must be a hole somewhere. I must not have overlooked anything. Okay, I'm gonna reboot your sexy booty.
During this time, Mr. Knightley was able to use the stolen key to access his cell. Do you have proof Knightley stole the keys?
It's the only explanation as to why Mr. Knightley would have attacked the guard. We will know for certain the moment the guard regains consciousness.
Is that really true? Should I ask Judge Courtney for more information? Yes, of course.
There's one point in your reasoning that's odd. If Knightley did indeed steal the key,
I'd expect he'd try to escape immediately.
was it really necessary for him to wait for Mr. Keys to help him escape?
He simply chose the method with the highest probability of success. After stealing the key, he concealed it on his personage, as he waited for the opportune moment. That's what I believe.
You concealed the key. Judge Courtney, such an oversight is unlike you. Knightley could not have concealed the key, and I can prove it. Knightley did not hide the key, and the proof is because we haven't found the key, right? Oh, silly gooberhead. Haven't the guards informed you yet? They searched Knightley after he attacked the guard, and the key was nowhere to be found. Since the key's location is unknown, your logic doesn't hold. God damn it, you're not even fazed by that.
That's not an issue. There's an explanation. Mr. Knightley had the key, it simply wasn't found. The reason being, he concealed it inside the chessboard.
The chessboard? You mean the one that concealed the murder weapon?
Come now, how do we know whether or not the murder weapon was really there? What? Take some responsibility for your own words. That was all Sebastian's idea, after all.
So those two don't always agree on their reasoning. Okay. So that actually really was Sebastian's idea. Okay.
In other words, once we put all the pieces together, Mr. Knightley concealed the key stolen from the guard inside the chessboard. When Simon Keys arrived, Mr. Knightley used the key to slip out of his cell, and he entered the animal cage and was transported to the workroom. All thanks to his accomplice, Simon Keys. Mr. Knightley had planned to be carried outside after the show had ended. However, he was betrayed by his accomplice and murdered during the circus performance.
Objection! Mr. Keys performed in the show. He would have had no opportunity to murder him during the circus performance.
Overruled! No opportunity, is that so? A story plays itself out on the stage, and such was the case with the animal show.
So, she examined the content of the show.
The suspect plays the role of the villain who antagonized the elephant heroine. In the final act, the villain is defeated by the heroine's love and all ends well. At that point, the suspect, in the role of the villain, is blown away by the heroine's burning love and makes his exit.
Blown away by the elephant?
Was he hurt?
What do you do, like shoot his nose at him?
After being blown away, the suspect disappeared from the stage. The suspect was absent from the stage for about 15 minutes.
You saying the crime was committed during that time?
Even in such a short period of time, it would still be possible to carry out the murder. Don't you think so?
Objection! No! So he committed the crime in 15 minutes and then returned to the stage. That may have been possible if the crime scene had been the prison. Judge Courtney, the actual crime took place in the detention center.
I'm afraid I cannot accept that camera footage alone as evidence.
Oh, goody, I can show her that. As for evidence, I have it.
Well then, please show us your evidence. Where's the evidence that it shows the scene of the crime was the detention center?
Now, are you ready? Hold on to your biscuits. Behold!
This is the floor. Oh, goddess of law, I'm unable to comprehend your mysterious ways.
This is what we discovered. The area, behold, finger point, was tested positive for Mr. Knightley's blood.
Ooh!
Ah, yes, I finally get to see your oh shit, face.
This blood test can really be trusted. To begin with, how were you able to conduct a scientific investigation?
Questions. I'm Edgeworth, I get shit done. I happen to have a subordinate. I can't vouch for his competence, but he is a man that I trust. Up here? Whatever I have for lunch today.
That detective, this concerns me. I cannot think why one would disturb the order of law. The prosecutorial investigation committee's influence goes as far as the police department. Cummings in trouble?
Oh, damn it! Forgive me, detective. I'm afraid something bad may come of this. No, not my severance pay!
I will accept the fact that blood was found at the detention center as evidence. However...
Objection! How ridiculous. This is unthinkable of you, you third-rate prosecutor. But I totally could see you in my next big flick. Yeah. Oh yeah, working for me, Edgeworth. Working for me. The camera loves you, baby.
Mr. Bess, you're here. Really forgot about him.
There's a giant contradiction in your statement. According to the security tape, a dog killed Knightley in his cell. Then after he left the cell, the blood on the floor was wiped away. Did the dog wipe away the blood stains? As if that could happen.
Haha.
That is possible of my Anubis. Right, boy.
What? What the hell are you doing, old man?
That was one of the tricks I taught him while I was still in the outside world. He makes sure to hide any bloodstains he makes. So as not to leave behind any evidence.
What the hell, old man? I almost had something.
Ha ha! I was saved, only by chance.
Should you have taught your dog to shake or something? Anubis also performs that trick very well. But the shake I taught him is a little different from others. First, he bites the victim's hand.
Stop! I don't want to hear anymore. I see. I understand. Prosecutor Edgeworth, it appears you've gathered a good hand.
I'm glad you understand.
Objection! My argument isn't over yet.
Objection overruled. Shut the fuck up, shitface.
Hey now, that's a little harsh.
Sebastian, would you allow me the privilege of explaining?
Sure, Justine.
Do you finally realize the murder occurred in the detention center? Therefore, that assassin's pet dog...
Overruled. My opinion has not changed, unless I can understand how the dog was able to enter and leave the crime scene. I'm afraid I cannot accept your logic, Prosecutor Edward.
Hold it, I got that too. I've been waiting for you to say that. Now, let me show you. Behold! This evidence shows the route the dog used to go between the detention center and prison. Booyah! In your face!
Ooh! This photo?
Aha! Shows a secret tunnel hidden in the prison.
That's impossible! A secret tunnel?
This tunnel was dug by the escaped prisoner J.L. Bird.
That's right. I did it with my own hand.
Begins in his prison cell. And it's connected to a holding cell in the detention center. Namely, the victim's cell.
Ooh! I'm shocked. How did this...
Dogan, you must have known of this, since you used this tunnel to commit murder. Who said that? Oh, right, you.
In the name of the gods of law, I hereby reject Prosecutor Edward's claim.
Hold it. What do you mean?
Evidence is everything. That remains true here, just as in the courtroom. Isn't that right? I have evidence here. Horace Knightley's autopsy report.
Autopsy report?
Since when?
Why are you surprised?
This was delivered straight from the police a short while ago. It's not complete yet. More of a preliminary report. Here, the very word of the gods of law is written. Cause of death, stab wound to the neck. Died instantly. Murder weapon, sharp metal object.
Oh, dicks.
The victim was stabbed multiple times in the same spot with a sharp object. Although they were unable to determine the actual shape of the murder weapon, they have clear proof that it was a sharp metal object. So do you still stand by your claim that a dog used a sharp object to kill the victim?
This can't be!
That is all. The court is adjourned.
No! But wait! The tunnel contains the dog's footprints.
Perhaps it has been one of Anubis's walking courses. I can never tell what Anubis gets up to outside my cell.
Something feels unnatural about all this, but I have no evidence. Yeah, what the hell's going on? Why is he backing up everything?
Courtney, you sure pulled out a hidden gem at the very last moment.
She waited for the perfect time to reveal the autopsy report. If I let her out with me again, no!
Appointed Attorney Shields. Here's the autopsy report from earlier. I apologize for the delay.
No, it's all right. Thank you. I gladly accept it.
Mr. Shields, I don't believe it's necessary to hold hands while exchanging documents. I'd advise you to stop. Persist any longer, and I shall call on the strength of the goddess of law.
I'll be careful.
Justine, well done. Just as I planned.
I only acted in accordance to your instructions.
Bull fucking shit. The autopsy report can stream from the police. I can't refute it. Dicks! However, if the murder weapon wasn't the dog, Dogen will be cleared of suspicion.
Unless the goddess of law so decrees, if you choose to yield now, your badge will not be taken.
What will you do, sir? She says that, but my answer remains the same. Judge Courtney, it is as I said before. I will see my job through. I will not yield to threats.
So even now, you still refuse to give up. If you want to keep your badge, this may be your last chance.
Right now, I'm a defense attorney's assistant. What I protect is not my badge, but my client.
The goddess of law grows weary of your sentiment.
Hold it. Hey, now we're talking. Miles is starting to understand that a defense attorney never gives up. Actually, those were the words of your old man.
My father?
It really is in your blood. You're the spitting image of him right now. You said it yourself. You've changed since you were tainted by Von Karma. It's only now that I've actually come to believe it.
Mr. Shields, I feel like we've bonded today. You don't have to hold my hand. Stop holding everyone's hand.
Well then, Miles. Now's the time to put those skills to the test. Think beyond your limits. And if the murder weapon was a sharp object, does that really negate your reasoning?
The murder weapon was a sharp object. Sharp object? That's it! Was it one of the chisels? There were 5 chisels placed inside this special cell. Dogen is a former assassin. It's quite possible he killed someone with just a chisel. In that case, the weapon that killed Horace Knightley was...
Is that all? Well, then I suppose you'll be giving up.
Hold it! Nuh-uh! Evidence is everything, didn't you say? The murder weapon was a sharp metal object. However, such a weapon has yet to be found.
What? What are you trying to say?
The only decisive evidence is the actual murder weapon itself. And that was in plain sight this whole time. Seriously, how stupid are we? The real murder weapon is Dogen's chisel.
What did you say? How?
Take responsibility for your own statements. The scene of the crime was Mr. Knightley's cell. You said so yourself.
If the evidence changes, then so will my logic. That too is courtroom procedure, is it not? If the chisel was used, that means the killer was human. However, the fact remains that we cannot deny this security photo.
Yeah, what about that photo?
I'll give you the answer. This photo shows the moment. The dog killed the victim. The dog leaped at the victim. Someone attacked the dog. Dog leapt at the victim. Dogen's dog leapt at Knightley. However, the victim did not die at that time.
Didn't die?
Yeah, it wasn't enough blood on the floor. He was only knocked unconscious. The dog didn't move a dead body, it moved the unconscious Knightley. And the real killer was its owner.
I see. If the victim was moved, it would have been possible for Dogen to commit the murder.
And use the murder weapon.
Indeed, the killer is... Sir Han Dogen, it can only be you. You don't seem worried at all.
I bet your teacher used to write on your report card. Needs to pay more attention on what others say.
I would think that describes you more.
We examined that room, every crook and granny, every book and cut hole. Right, Justine?
We examined all 4 of Mr. Dogan's chisels and found no traces of blood.
Huh. Thank you, Judge Courtney. Thanks to you, I'm now certain.
Thanks to me. Whatever do you mean?
When I came here earlier, I saw 5 chisels.
That's right, there were definitely 5 there before.
So the one that disappeared was...
The smallest one, presumably for portable uses. Dogan, where is that chisel?
It's up my butthole. I'm not free to leave this place. I've no need of a portable chisel.
Not free to leave. In that case, we mustn't have been free to hide the deadly chisel either. Hey, you stuck it up your butthole, didn't you? Cavity search him! Cavity search them all! Huh, Dogan, you just dug your own grave.
Seems you know something. Would you care to show?
Dogan couldn't leave, so the place he hid the chisel is...
Still in a cell.
Dogan is a prisoner, so he can't leave his cell freely. Perhaps he could have sent his dog out to dispose of it. But he would not have been able to confirm the weapon's location.
So what does that leave?
Above all else, special metal tools are allowed in this cell. Even if one chisel were to appear here, no one would suspect a thing. You'd be a fool not to take advantage of that.
I see, of course, it's always safest if you do something yourself.
Objection. But I examined everything. I didn't find any hiding place in his cell.
I'm certain that the murder weapon is here. The reason you haven't found it is because it was cleverly hidden.
You say I hid it. Where exactly?
Think, where could he have hidden it? I have to remember everything up to this point. There must be some clue.
Did the dog swallow it, maybe? Does this mean what I think it means?
Let's get going, Mr. Edgeworth.
Did doggy eat it?
Come to think of it, that dog hasn't been barked at me once today. Oh, it's in his mouth. Previously, when I came to the special cell, it barked on Dogan's command. That's it. That's what's been out of place. There's just one place he could have hidden the murder weapon.
Giving up already. How dull, how dull.
Hold it. I will. Present evidence. This piece of evidence shows where you conceal the murder weapon. Now, behold! Hasn't your dog been awfully quiet today?
Now you mention it, it hasn't barked at all. Before it was... Sahan Dogan, open that dog's mouth now.
I like she even figured it out immediately. Anubis doesn't bark needlessly. I ordered him to do that before.
In that case, order to bark now.
Naturally, you should be able to if you have nothing to hide.
It was inevitable. Anubis, show them your mouth.
There it is. As you can see, a dog of this size can easily conceal a small chisel in it.
What? Why a chisel? The dog really had it in its mouth?
I thought he was unusually quiet. Is he unable to follow the discussion?
Ew, it's all slobbery.
Sebastian, could you call the forensics department? Urgently, please.
I got it. I got it. What was that?
Reaction. This chisel tests positive for blood.
What?
I guess that proves my theory wasn't just nonsense.
Would this chisel be the murder weapon then?
It reacted positively for blood. There's no doubt about that.
Ha! In your face! Oh god. Ow, my foot!
Mr. Sahan Dogan, now that the murder weapon has been found, I must ask you for your testimony.
We know your dog got to the detention center. We found the murder weapon. Do you still think you can talk your way out of this?
Interesting.
This guy, even at a time like this, he's still smiling?
Well, Anubis, it seems everyone has become suspicious of you. It's quite troubling, but since it has come to this, we have no choice but to tell the truth.
I did not kill anyone. I've long since grown weary of killing.
What's this? His face is completely composed.
Seems we'll need to listen to Mr. Dogan's explanation. Please promptly give your testimony.
Certainly.
Bring it on, you blind old fuck. Dogan's explanation.
First of all, I would like you to explain my motive. I do not know anyone by the name of Knightley. We share no connection.
Oh, Fender contradiction immediately right there.
So, I would think some motive for murder would just appear out of nowhere. Or are you insinuating my Anubis had a motive? He only bears his fangs at others on my command. I do not hunger for blood, so much as to kill a man I do not even know.
Coming from an assassin sure is persuasive.
Huh, an assassin who only kills acquaintances. I doubt that would be profitable.
I may kill strangers in my line of work, but I never make it personal.
Is there evidence that shows a connection between Knightley and Dogan? Duh! I should thoroughly review my evidence if I'm not a total fucking idiot. This was really obvious right off the bat. I have no connection. Blah, 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 blah. Really? 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 Come on. Challenge me. You've lost your touch. Sirhan douchebag. If you ever had your dog clean up after you, you should have disposed of this too. This is a record of a correspondence chess game found in the victim's cell. This record and the chessboard in your cell both clearly depict the same game. Ah, that got you that time.
What?
I've heard that the number of possible chess positions is around 10 to the 120th.
10 times 10? 120 times? 100,000, is that even a real number?
Indeed. There's absolutely no way these two could have been coincided by chance. Tell us your reason for killing Knightley. Unless you intend to explain this as a coincidence.
Well, don't they say that the truth is stranger than fiction? It's as you said, this is merely a coincidence.
But there's no way that could have happened.
My correspondent's chess opponent was the victim in this incident. What a horrible coincidence. Aren't you shocked too, Anubis?
Bull fucking shit.
Looks like I'll have to tell them the truth, Anubis, my boy. The animal show or something. That was when everyone left. Anubis brought the body to my cell. He had already been stabbed in the neck with the murder weapon. I did not wish to be suspected, so I had Anubis carry the body to the workroom. After that, he pulled the murder weapon and returned it to me.
So you're saying the one who pulled the weapon out was Anubis?
That's right. If I pulled out the murder weapon here, the blood would have been a problem.
Mr. Edgeworth, is this what that saw guy said?
A large black dog was biting into the neck of the victim.
What? What did you say?
It was truly hellish scene. That dog killed him.
I see. So that means saw and witnessed the moment the murder weapon was pulled out.
Oh yes, that prisoner's testimony. It surprised me when I first heard it. It's not often that Anubis makes a blunder like that, right, boy? Now, I believe that explains my actions. I did not kill him. All I did was remove the murder weapon. Now, will that be all? Anubis is getting tired.
Objection!
Objection. Whoa there, just a moment, Mr. Dogan.
Mr. Shields?
Isn't there one thing you haven't explained? Why, you haven't included a hug in your testimony. Why would you need to pull out the murder weapon in the first place?
That's right. I understand why he moved the body to draw suspicion away from him, but he didn't need to retrieve the murder weapon.
I thought him just a fool, but how quickly his scent has changed.
Care to elaborate, Mr. Dogan?
It was because of this bell. The bell attached to the murder weapon, and the bell on my dog's neck. They share distinctive shapes, wouldn't you say?
The assassin Sirhan Dogan's trademark.
Assassin's trademark?
The blind assassin, Sirhan Dogan. He always appears at the sound of a bell. The sound of a bell ringing in the dark of night is said to be the last thing his target hears. Dead! You remember well. It has been a while since you last saw my bells, after all. When I prosecuted you in court, I confiscated a knife with the bell attached to it. Yes, my bells. There are only 2 in the world. Only 2. They're custom made, attached to my knife in Anubis's collar. Even though I can only rely on my ears, I can easily identify them. Alas, one has been confiscated and is not in my possession.
Okay.
When Anubis brought the body here, I heard a familiar sound. I thought my knife must have been embedded in the body. So imagine my confusion when I found out it was merely a chisel with my bell attached. Indeed, your knife is nothing like this chisel. Either way, those bells are my trademark. Moreover, I'm the only one in this prison who uses chisels. With all this, I knew I would be falsely suspected. So I removed the murder weapon and hid it. So you're claiming that you only moved the body. Didn't I tell you that chisel isn't mine? If you think I'm lying, go ahead and check for my fingerprints.
Sebastian,
Me? But how do I check for...
forensics.
Yes, ma'am. Reaction, we have fingerprints. They're Knightley's. They're Knightley's, Justine.
What about Dogan's?
Nope, just Knightley's. And there's no evidence of prints being wiped either.
Only Knightley's fingerprints? Can't be.
Should we re-examine it?
See now, I never even touched that chisel. Because I ordered Anubis to carry it in his mouth. In other words, the fingerprints belong to the chisel's original owner. What in the dicks?
Huh?
The murder weapon's owner was the victim? This is perplexing. At any rate, I did not touch the murder weapon. In other words, the killer could not have been me. Isn't that right? I have nothing to refute that. How could this... Is he really not the killer? Could Dogan's testimony actually be true? This can't be...
It seems sufficient enough to not to warrant any further explanation. As it stands, you have not changed the state of this case. I believe this is more than enough reason for us to relieve you of your badge. To save any needless fuss, I suggest you hand over your badge now. I shall fucking smack it out of you!
I thought I heard Von Carr there for a second. This bad, sir? This sounds serious.
It's regrettable, but with those prints as decisive evidence, I'll have to rethink my logic from step 1.
But there's so many unexplained things. Why would Mr. Knightley be carrying a chisel?
It could be used for many things. Perhaps even prison escapes.
Well then, how did he carry it into the prison? I mean, the prisoners aren't even allowed cutlery, right, Mr. Edgeworth? Mr. Edgeworth?
Sorry, I dozed off.
If you're raising us off at first, you shouldn't let that confuse you. The most important thing is to arrive at the truth. Isn't that right? It doesn't matter how you get there. And the end result is to save Simon. We have to do everything we can for his sake.
Well said, Kay.
Nice one, Kay. I really want to scout you for the law firm now. Remember when Uncle Ray said the defense attorney never gives up? Miles, do you understand the true meaning behind those words? The true meaning of those words? Defense attorneys carry the fate of their client on their shoulders. You are the one person your client can rely on. Just like with Mr. Keys, we're the only ones who can save him now. We are linked by fate to our clients. That is why we must never give up. There's no way Uncle Ray can go against the teachings of Gregory. So, what will you do? I will fight for my right to point at stuff. Currently, I'm a defense attorney's assistant. No, an assistant at my father's firm. I made a commitment to this case. Therefore, if I don't save my client, I cannot say I've achieved it. I will abide by this to save Simon Keys. No how many times my logic fails, I will always find another possibility.
Okay, you're finally back. Well then, let's search for that other possibility. To start with, do you think there was a way Mr. Knightley could have brought the chisel into the prison?
The method Knightley used to bring the chisel into the prison was the chessboard. Normally, metal objects can't be brought into the detention center of the prison.
They'd just be caught by the security gate.
However, there is one way to avoid this, and that is if they're sent in a package to the detention center.
The gate is only used on people. In other words, packages sent to the detention center undergo a simpler check.
So they don't use a metal detector for that.
This never should have happened. It seems that the guards were too careless.
Knowing this, Knightley asked the Simon to send a package, namely a chessboard containing the chisel.
Well, this has solved one of our problems. The fact that the chisel was not Mr. Dogan's but Mr. Knightley's.
Given this, one major issue remains. Security camera shows a dog attacking the victim. As long as that exists, I will maintain that Dogan is the killer.
But Dogan never touched the murder weapon. I'm stumped.
We also decide a conclusion to this matter.
Mr. Howard, he used one of my secret weapons, sir. Mr. Secret weapon number 4. The video analyzing machine, Mr. Analysis. What the fuck? I never heard of that one before. What's with that ridiculous name? I named myself, sir. So let us analyze video footage in detail. What the fuck? Why did you wait so long to show that to me? Where are you keeping all this stuff anyway? I have big pockets, sir.
Go ahead. You'll soon see I'm not lying.
I don't know what will come of this, but all we can do is investigate. Mr. Howard, do you know how to use Mr. Analysis? A video analysis machine. Should I hear how to use it? Yes, please. Detective Gumshoe, could you show me how to use it? Of course, sir. Oh, God, I've been waiting for this moment. I finally know something you don't, sir. Fundamentally, it's the same as the investigating crime scene. Just examine anything that piques your curiosity. To examine, I just use the X button. Now, I'd like you to look at the buttons below the monitor. Left and right buttons will rewind and fast forward, respectively. And the center button lets you pause the video. Let's make it a useful advance our investigation, sir. Rewind and fast forward, I use the Y and A buttons. And to pause, I use the B button. While pause, you can go to the previous frame or the next frame. You just use the same left, right buttons as before, sir. Next, I'll explain how to zoom in. Just point the cursor at the area you want to zoom in on. And press the upper left of Mr. Analysis. The one that says zoom, blast. Seems I can also use the L button to zoom in. Okay, cool. After you zoomed in, you can examine it just like you wrote it for the original image. Use the previous frame, next frame. You can't actually play back the video in this mode, so keep that in mind. So I didn't feel like animating that as well. So what should I do if I want to zoom out? You just press the button again. Okay, then we get it. That concludes the explanation, sir. Well then, let's turn on Mr. Analysis. Mr. Analysis examining each part of the video, sir. This video from the detention center's camera. I believe this was the moment when Mr. Knightley was being attacked by the dog. I believe whatever it's gonna be is probably gonna be in the reflection of the mirror that I see, right? Because otherwise, why would that mirror be there? If that wasn't the case, then what does it show? Is this person in the video really Knightley? What is the true form of the black silhouette attacking this person? I should check the video and try to find the answers to these two questions. There could be unexpected things in unexpected places, so be sure to check every nook and butthole of the video, sir. Yes, of course. What part of the video is strange? Whoa, holy snappy. This thing is real, whoa. Holy lag. What's that right there? I see something. Or not. Oh, it was the monkey. No, it is totally there. It wasn't the dog, it was the monkey that did it. I can tell by the shadow. For example, this person can be seen in this mirror. Is that a cap on his head? Yeah. Actually, it looks kind of like the caps the prison guards wear, sir. Fucking do it. You don't think it was a guard who was attacked? Have you received a report of any guard being attacked by an animal? No, not that I've heard of, sir. And it was someone else wearing a guard's uniform. I see. Yes, I have evidence that shows that this cap, it is you! There was no report of a guard being attacked by an animal. However, we did hear that a guard's uniform was stolen. Putting 2 and 2 together, I'd say this was a disguise for the purpose of prison escape. Disguise the guard? Sounds like it could have been successful, sir. Lord knows everyone here is stupid as shit. Speaking of prison escapes. Indeed, that person certainly was successful. If the person in this video is not Knightley, then perhaps that black shadow is not a dog either. Assuming you should be able to see his real shape, sir. I can totally see it. I can already tell what it is. Oh my god, this thing's laggy as hell when this thing's playing, though. Right there on his crotch, look! I can tell by the shape of that man's genitals. That's totally Knightley. This is... I fear we have made a grave miscalculation. This animal, a silhouette. No matter how you look at it, it is not a dog. This animal is... a bear, a cat, it's none of these! It's not a bear. It's not a cat or a pig. What the fuck? Why these are my only choices? It's a monkey, damn it! A pig! Silhouette is clearly a pig.
A pig? Now you say it. It has to be.
Overruled, you're stupid. I certainly cannot see anything resembling a pig.
Now, I'm sure that Miles here was just joking, right?
No, I was being serious.
What? It was a joke?
Prosecutor Edgeworth, please be more serious with your answers.
Oh, fuck. Why were those my only choices? I should have another look at the animal seen in the video.
Cat?
No. It's definitely a cat.
A cat?
No matter how hard I try, Uncle Ray can't see a cat.
It's a bear?
What the fuck?
I don't understand. It's not any of these. I thought for sure it was a monkey. Is it really a bear? Do they have a bear there? Fucking seriously? Oh, that was it, I guess. From the silhouette, I'd say the animal is not a dog, but a bear.
So that in that photo I took,
Those footprints must have belonged to this bear, yes. Really? Why are we jumping to the bear?
Well, we did see tracks in there, though, didn't we? That's a monkey wouldn't have left tracks like that.
Huh, you say a bear?
Oh, right, I forgot he had that.
Yes, that man is the first to come to mind. We're all under the impression that the person in this video was Knightley.
but it's a cell after all. Why would it be anyone else?
That line of logic is no longer holds. Remember the tunnel under his bed. It's possible whoever used this tunnel is the one in this video.
Seems it's time to answer that question. Just who is the person in this video?
The person in this video is Albert. Person wearing the guard's uniform is the escaped prisoner, J. Albert. The probability is extremely high. His pet is a polar bear cub. Why would it have attacked him then?
But the bear here is black.
We have evidence that can explain this matter. Oh yeah. The reason the polar bears became black is because of the mud. Think back to Frank Zahn's testimony.
That's the rubber glove I dropped.
Where did the mud on this glove come from?
That's the mud from my mud packs. At the time, I was practicing applying my mud packs.
Tell me when this took place on the day of the incident.
As the animal show had started, I'd say it was around 9 a.m. The mud packs turned the animal's bodies pitch black, and my heart was pure white. I was totally engrossed in covering the animal's mud, so engrossed in it.
I don't know why I had to remember that last part, but during the animal show, Mr. Salt was applying mud packs to the animals.
So then among those animals
Was this polar bear? Yes.
Prosecutor Edgeworth, there's a huge contradiction in your argument. Security camera footage.
Judge Courtney, you are quite right. Saw it use the mud packs during the animal show. Knowing this, a new contradiction in the video comes to light.
A new contradiction?
Kay, do you know when this footage was taken?
It was after the mud packs were used. That would put it around 9 a.m.
In that case, you should notice something strange about this video.
What's strange about it?
Strange thing that contradicts the time this video was taken is... Oh. The time down here. The time saw it cover the polar bear in mud was around 9 a.m., which means this video should also have been taken at 9 a.m. However, the timestamp reads 6 a.m. On that day, the prisoners went to the courtyard to watch the animal show. At this time, only 3 people remained behind. Dogen in the special cell, Saw it in the workroom, applying his mud packs, and the one who put his escape plan in motion at that moment, J. Elbird. Elbird left the polar bear and saw its care and entered a secret tunnel. Demon bear. However, the bear escaped from Sawed and followed after its owner.
Wait, come back, little bear.
Just as he was chasing after the escaped bear, Sawed happened to witness the dog pulling the murder weapon out of the body. If Saw's testimony is correct, this video must have been taken at around 9 a.m. However, the timestamp is off by 3 hours.
Why would the timestamp be off like that?
Data Gumshoe, I'd like you to examine the security camera. Yes, sir! Sorry to keep waiting, sir. I asked all the guards and... It seems camera's power was cut off for a moment, throwing off the timestamp. What? What? The camera is an old model, so if it loses power, the clock stops as well. Oh, what the hell? In that case, this means the camera's power was cut for 3 hours. Oh, okay. Well, man, I've got some more information for you, sir. You heard that Knightley denied stealing the key, right? It seems nobody would believe the words of a criminal, but Knightley testified, I was knocked out too.
That may not necessarily be a lie.
My, there you all are.
Ah. Oh, God.
Making progress in your investigation. Can I be of any help? Would any of you like a hug and maybe a little French kiss?
Actually, Warden Roland, there is something we must report to you. The escaped prisoner, J. Elbird, is most likely still inside the prison. He's disguised himself. Here's the proof. He might stand right there next to you. The person visible in the security video is Elbird. So perhaps he's still in this very building.
Why did it look like the bear was attacking him?
Why would the bear attack him if it was him?
Come to think of it, didn't Mr. Elbert have a bracelet like the other prisoners?
The bracelet would have been concealed under the uniform sleeves. Moreover, the prison's main gate does not have a sensor to detect bracelets. All he would have to do is avoid any doors with sensors inside the prison.
That's right, so if he didn't enter the cells or the workrooms, could one of you guys be J. Elbert? Oh, Rocky!
Nah. Oopsies.
Simon, what are you doing?
It would seem that Rocky has answered that question for us. You ding dong, what are you still doing here?
No. Rocky, it's all your fault. Why do you have to love me so much?
Little guy loves you so much, it's enviable.
Right then, seize him at once.
Oh.
Man, that's why it was jumping on him while he had the uniform. He's just like, oh shit, no, don't get on me. You're gonna get the uniform dirty probably and ruin the plan. So he was trying to get him off, not because it was attacking him, because it was loving him.
Wait, there's something we must hear from this prisoner. It's necessary if we are to find the truth. I'd like permission to interrogate him.
Understood.
What do you want out of me?
Elbert's escape route is linked to Knightley's cell, so it's highly likely he knows something about the crime. I'd like to ask you about the day the body was found. When the body was found.
Those you guys. You were the ones who found my secret tunnel. Took me ages to dig that. The day that the body was found was the day I escaped, had a plan to escape in disguise. Then Rocky followed after me, but he was all covered in mud. I panicked and returned to my cell. Yeah, well, you guys hadn't shown up. If only Knightley hadn't died.
You say you dug the tunnel. What'd you use to dig it?
Oh, that. Just hammers and spoons, stuff like that. Oh, yeah. I bought them from the supplier. It's all for nothing. Why do I still look so happy?
Okay, no need to lose your temper. There's always next time. On the day of the incident, it was possible that Elbert met Knightley while he was alive. I'll have to listen to his testimony carefully. When the body was found, hold it! Did you obtain the guard's uniform from the supplier too?
Yeah, that's right. Seems he got by threatening a guard. The guy went and stole it from someone's locker.
So you went through the tunnel, you were already dressed like a guard.
No, I'm sure the clothes wouldn't get stained with mud. I carried them with me. Once I got out of the hole and changed my clothes, getting out of the cell doors was simple. And that's when Rocky ran up and jumped on me.
Must be the moment this security camera captured. I see. Could you add that to your testimony?
Once I got out of the hole and changed clothes, getting out the cell doors was simple.
Hey, you see him looking around too. You see how nervous he looks. But you didn't have the key, did you? Yeah, sirree. Oh, silly booger. You say it was simple getting through the cell door.
Yeah, that's right. You got a problem with that? Yeah, if you do, I'll just do this, yeah.
Even though you managed to arrive at Knightley's cell, opening the door wasn't so simple. How did you intend to unlock the cell door? Jailbird, you! How did you get the key to Knightley's cell?
I ain't got nothing like that. That's it. It was open. Already unlocked when I got there.
Indeed, the cell was vacant after Knightley's death, which is why, at the time we conducted our investigation, it was unlocked. Your successful escape attempt occurred after Knightley's death, so the door would have been open. However, you had tried to escape once before then.
The plant was full thanks to Rocky. The video shows it.
Yes, that was during the animal show, before Knightley's death was shown. And the cell door was locked because no one knew he was dead. Without the key to Knightley's cell, your escape would have been impossible.
Adrian!
That means it's cat pee.
It's exactly what you think. In the case of the stolen key, the culprit is JL Bird. You were the one who attacked the guard, weren't you?
Yeah, what? Finally, I got to punch somebody.
Guard and Knightley too, in order to steal the key. Cell key.
What's it me? I don't know any Knightley.
After stealing the key, you returned to your cell as a precautionary measure. Then you waited for a time when the prison would be mostly vacant. That was just before Knightley's death became known. In other words, during the animal show. But in the end, the plan was foiled thanks to Rocky.
Don't screw with me. If you don't have evidence, I still win by decision. Besides, it was that Knightley guy who attacked the guard, right?
I think not. Regarding the theft of the keys, Knightley was the victim. This proves Knightley was the victim who was attacked in his cell because of the bruise on his head. Oh, what? Of course. What?
If you say so. I don't know. I don't know if that's right. Are you kidding me?
Overruled, you're stupid as shit. You're so fucking stupid, Edgeworth. I'm just gonna smack you in there with my hammer.
Really? I can do that.
No! What the hell? I thought for sure that
He had bruises on his head.
Oh, because the blood? Oh, that's right. Oh, that's right. His blood on the floor. That too. I still think mine was sufficient evidence too, but whatever. In Knightley's cell, there were traces of his blood which had been wiped away. I believe this is more than enough proof Knightley was attacked in his cell. You attacked those two people and stole the key, didn't you?
Damn. I never thought you'd find the bloodstain I wiped away with the newspaper.
Why would you go through all that trouble of wiping the bloodstain?
Oh, on the hands of Knightley and the guard, there were obvious signs of scuffle, you know? Bloodstains were uncovered. Found out there was another attacker. As though anyone looked around the bed, the tunnel I dug would be discovered.
So you were trying to buy more time for your escape attempt, but I'm afraid to say your plan still ended in failure. Now then, hand over the keys to Knightley's cell. Give me those.
What's happening in my face?
What the? Dead.
Damn it, Rocky, why'd you abandon me? You left me to die? Right. No, well, how could I help you like you? Knock me out.
I didn't even do anything, you weirdo. You melodramatic douche.
Here, I got the keys right here. I had them wrapped between my butt cheeks.
That explains the smell.
Hold it! If you have that key, then that means...
That's right, Judge Courtney. You reason that Knightley stole the key and used it to leave his cell. From there, he entered Mr. Key's cage and was moved to the workroom. However, the very foundation of that hypothesis collapsed.
Ooh!
How? That's not fair. I see, in that case, there was only one person who could have moved Knightley. The criminal must have been someone who knew about the secret tunnel.
Are you suggesting?
J. Albert, you're under arrest, pal!
Well, I'm already in jail. I didn't do nothing. Sure, I knocked out those two guys, and I stole the keys. And after that, I waited for the perfect time to enter the guy's cell. But the cell was empty then. There's no dead body either. And also, how could I have gotten in the workroom? I couldn't even leave my own cell, right?
It's true you only had the key to Knightley's cell, but there's also Dogan's dog.
What?
It's possible for the dog to carry the body from the cell to the workroom.
I see. So, you're saying that there was an accomplice.
The crime would have been possible if Albert and Dogan were working together. It's perfectly plausible. Somehow Albert managed to carry Knightley's body to his own cell. And then the dog must have carried it to the workroom. Yes, because all of the animals can move freely in this prison. But that's not the case for the path between the detention center and the prison. The only one who could use that route was you, J. Albert.
Oh, well, there was another route that you didn't know about.
Huh, there couldn't have been. The tunnel is a straight path, is it not?
Yeah, seems like it. Didn't have enough time to dig any more than I did. I only dug halfway up the corridor.
What? You mean to say that you didn't dig the entire tunnel?
When I got to the cell was already there. It's like, holy shit, what are the odds of that?
What?
There was a tunnel linking to my cell to the well. Looking down the well from the courtyard, there's no mistaking it. They've always been connected. I just continued the tunnel with my digging. Oh.
What was that hole doing in there in the first place?
Who knows? Maybe another inmate dug it in an attempt to escape.
Maybe the animals dug it. Maybe they wanted to drink from the well.
That's highly doubtful.
There's no water in that well anymore. It's all dried up. Huh? Wait a minute. That's it. For some reason, that well gave off a nice scent.
A nice scent?
I don't know what it was, but it smelled sweet. Like candy. Mmm.
Like candy, this scent. I believe we've come across it before. We all know this scent from you. Knightley's fresh dead body was giving off a sweet candy-like scent. Mmm. It smelled delicious. We used a police dog to track that scent. And that led us to discover the tunnel. Ah! By any chance, could this be the same scent as the well?
Prosecutor Edwards, I know what you're trying to say. The scent proves the body was carried down through the tunnel.
Exactly. And, J. Albert, you are the only one who could have used the tunnel.
Thank you. Mr. Albert, I am very grateful to you. At last the truth comes to light. Mr. Albert, wouldn't it be wise to confess now? To being an accomplice, I mean.
Now tell me, even you suspect me too?
Judge Courtney, it seems you and I have come to the same conclusion.
Not at all. Our thoughts on this matter are still quite different. Mr. Albert was certainly an accomplice, but an accomplice to Horace Knightley.
Hold it! What do you mean?
Mr. Albert did not move the body. He simply lent the victim his keys. What? It would seem Mr. Albert did indeed strike Mr. Knightley on the head. However, Mr. Knightley was not knocked out. The two must have made a little negotiation.
Negotiation?
For Mr. Knightley's escape plan to work, he would have needed the keys to his cell. So Mr. Albert stole them from the guard. On the other hand, for Mr. Albert to escape, he needed to get to Mr. Knightley's cell. But if Mr. Knightley had seen him and yelled, the plan would have gone down the drain. And so, they negotiated.
Oh, I ain't gonna say nothing.
Oh, you still intend to deny?
I see. So in other words, we're back where we started.
Mr. Elbert opened the cell door and Mr. Knightley entered Mr. Key's cage. And then he was moved into the prison.
Of course, and then he was killed in the prison workroom.
Objection! Were you listening? The scent on the body shows it must have been moved through the tunnel. Knightley was moved from the detention center through the tunnel.
Please wait until someone is finished before speaking. I do not claim that he wasn't moved through the tunnel.
What?
You don't...
The scent shows that the body was moved through the tunnel. However, that does not mean it came from the detention center. What do you mean? That sure sounds like a contradiction to me.
Means it was dropped down the well?
Isn't there one more possibility? The well in the courtyard. It's possible the body was dropped down from there. The courtyard? The well in the courtyard. Mr. Keyes carried the cage not to the workroom, but to the courtyard. Mr. Knightley was killed in the courtyard and his body was dropped down to the well.
Whee!
And then the body at the bottom of the well was moved by Mr. Dogan's dog. Now, there's one thing I'd like you all to remember. Before the body was discovered, what was happening in the courtyard? The animal show, right? Regina and Simon were there. Wait, Simon? Ah!
Oh my god.
I see you understand. Who then dropped the body down the well?
Judge Courtney. She's a tough opponent. Damn. Her flexible way of thinking enables her to adapt and come up with her own deductions.
Mr. Knightley was not carried to the workroom, but to the courtyard. And Mr. Keyes was off stage for 15 minutes. This was when he dropped Mr. Knightley down the well. It's as simple as that.
Judge Courtney, your reasoning is sound, I'll admit that. However, let's say the body was dropped down to the well. That didn't have to be done during the show. It could have happened at a different time.
Unfortunately for you, Prosecutor Edgeworth, that is not possible.
Holy shit, this is a long episode. I was thinking this is gonna be part one. I was like, good. That probably means they'll both be evenly spaced out. Holy shit, though, this first part's fucking huge. What?
When the show started, Mr. Elbert was in the tunnel, on his way to the cell block. Mr. Elbert, at the time, did you happen to see a body in the tunnel?
Nope, nothing like that.
Ah! Oh.
So if the body had been dropped before the show, Mr. Elbert would have seen it. However, as he has stated he did not see a body.
I mean, does that help at all for me?
No, not really.
Ah, damn it.
It's impossible to think the body was dropped before the show. And after the show, the body was discovered in the workroom. In other words, the body being dropped down the well and then moved to the workroom couldn't only have been done during the show. And the only one who could have done it is Simon Keyes.
Kyra!
Mr. Edgeworth, what should we do?
The body was moved through the well. That does put Mr. Keyes in a major disadvantage. However, the notion that the body was moved through the well is only a hypothesis. That doesn't mean there is evidence.
I am obligated to recognize that fact.
Will you allow me to investigate the courtyard once more? Ow!
I give my approval in the name of the goddess of law.
Right, in the name of your made-up character, reinvestigating the courtyard. I feel this may be my final chance. Oh, shit. Huh? What?
Fire!
Could be another prison break. Ow!
Should we evacuate?
Everyone, please remain calm. It's just a signal for the evening meal. It's a little loud, so I can understand why you'd be surprised. It sure scared me. I'm terribly sorry. And with that, everyone, please return to your post. J. Elbert, it's also time for you to return to your room.
I got it. Let's go, Rocky. I'm not ever getting out of here, am I?
Wood rolling, we will be proceeding to the courtyard for another investigation for part 2 of Ace Attorney Investigations 2.
It's the time for you to go home as well, Mr. Edgeworth. It looks like we're out of time. Why don't you continue this another time?
But the investigation.
Today's been a big day, right? With the escaped prisoner and all. So I'm afraid I can't let it outsiders like you loiter around any longer. This is my decision as the warden of this prison. Looks like it can't be helped. The warden's word can be called the law of the prison. Prosecutor Edgeworth, this means we'll have to carry on our investigation another time. Until then, you may hold on to your prosecutor's badge.
Good.
And with that, I leave you. I bid thee adieu.
I'm coming too. God, why are you so fast?
Now I think it's time you all left.
Well, looks like we'll have to continue the investigation tomorrow. Knightley's body was dropped down the well and was carried to the workroom for Mr. Albert's cell. It's Judge Courtney's logic, but is it correct? And Judge Courtney claims that Mr. Keys transported him, but was Mr. Keys really the only one with a chance to move him? Maybe it was Regina or something, or that elephant. That elephant was kind of a dick anyway.
Judges, let's do our best tomorrow. We have to say something no matter what.
Indeed, I agree. I must prove Mr. Keys' innocence without fail. To be continued. Holy Mother of God. Well, I'm probably gonna cut out a bit of this. It's like cut out pretty much only the bare essentials. But right now, this is 2.5 hours long. Fuck me. I don't know if I can squeeze it down to one episode or not. I already uploaded a super long Devil Survivor video today. I'd rather not have another video be super long. Must try to be consistent.
Anyway, guys, I'm gonna end it here for now. I don't know what's going on, honestly. I don't know what to think anymore, but anyway, like for if you enjoyed, subscribe now, become Peaky Penguin, aboard the SLP, where the days are always sunny and the bits are always funny. And as always, guys, till next time, stay classy.
Hi, Bernie.
Hi there.
I'm tired.
I am tired. I want to stretch my little web toes.
She's a good girl.